Hello, and welcome back to the Heavenly Kingdom. Today's topic is how much time do we have left? As we've noticed in the past several years, and especially in the past months and weeks, this world's undergone quite a shaking with the events that are going on. So the question is there a time limit to our lives? And if so, how do we know where this is coming from? Well, let's turn to the Bible. In Daniel chapter 9, there's a prophecy. The first part of it prophesies actually to the day the Lord Jesus Christ came onto this earth. And then the second part of this prophecy, starting verse 27, talks about what will happen in the last 7 years on this earth. And this is what we'll touch on briefly today. It starts out, he shall confirm a covenant with many for 1 week. But in the middle of that week, he shall bring an end to sacrifice and offering. And if we see also in the New Living Translation, it says the ruler will make a treaty with people for a period of 1 set of 7. But after half this time, he'll put an end to sacrifices and offerings. So we take a look at these verses from these two translations, you can understand that this last week that it talks about is actually a period of 7 years, because we don't have a term for a set of 7. And so if we map this out on a timeline, as you see on the bottom of the screen, it says that there's going to be a peace treaty. And this peace treaty will last for a period of 7 years. But both of these translations say in the middle of that week, or 3.5 years into that time, that peace treaty is going to be broken. And that says it brings an end to sacrifices and offerings, meaning that the peace treaty must allow sacrifices and offerings. And so if you look at what are sacrifices and offerings, this is talking about the Jewish people have to bring to God physical sacrifice and offerings, which they haven't been able to do for thousands of years now. But a peace treaty needs to be established to allow them to do so. And if we look at what's been going on recently in the news, it actually talks about the Trump administration is working on this peace treaty called the Peace to Prosperity. And actually both parts of this peace treaty have been released now, and he's working on trying to get that part signed. So once that peace treaty is signed, that will establish the last 7 years on this earth. If we go to the next slide, this is a summary from a presentation you can watch in further detail. The link will be at the end of this video, of just how much time we have left, assuming that God gives us the maximum time to prepare for his second coming, as well as assuming that Trump is the one to enact such a peace treaty. So we welcome you to take a look at that video. It's about 35 minutes. It gives you very much in depth how this timeline was created, as well as take a look at our websites to really see, okay, now we know that the Lord is coming back soon. Now we know that we may only have until April 2024 to prepare. What do we do about it? Because knowledge is just one thing, but it really needs to change us to put it into action. And so we invite you to take a look at the websites as well as this video, and feel free to leave any comments or questions you have below.